Hey you, subscribe. Today I'm giving you guys what you want. The long-awaited, sorry that it's been about 2 years since my last one, tips for starting a YouTube channel and basically how you can pop off in 2021 and beat the algorithm. You've probably heard tips such as use keywords and have good lighting and blah, blah, blah. And yes, that is very important, but let me just say, I kind of popped off on tips that not a lot of people know because they just haven't been on the platform for that long. There are so many things I see new creators do that's hurting their channels, so we're gonna dive into that so that way you guys can avoid those and also get some tips that actually work. I just feel like that perfect blogger world is like done. This year more than ever, it is so saturated, which is awesome because there's a lot of new creators, but at the same time, it's really hard to grow. So I'm gonna share with you some of my tips that I usually keep to myself, but I'm feeling generous today. The first tip that I'm gonna give you is going to make your channel explode. It's going to get views overnight. It's going to blow up. You're going to get subscribers. You're gonna get money, but at the same time, it's a tip that I hate saying because it could be like the downfall of your brand. The YouTube algorithm loves niche. The YouTube algorithm gets ASMR tingles when it finds a brand new channel that is very cohesive in all of the content that they're uploading. Maybe they specialize in reviewing sodas, I don't know. If you narrow down and niche on a specific genre or category, your channel will like grow overnight like no other. Now, you're looking at my channel and you're like,
bitch, you ain't niche whatsoever.
There are pros and cons to everything, including being niche. For instance, yes, you may grow, yes, you may get a lot of subscribers and in turn get a lot of money for that. However, in the long run, I actually know a lot of creators who feel like they've been stuck in a box because they've narrowed down their entire channel to one type of content, and it works, but it comes at a price. And as much as you may think right now,
no, I wanna review sodas for my whole life, like that's my passion.
It's hard to rebrand, so just think of that before going into being the next soda reviewer. Guilty pleasure, I love watching smaller YouTubers before they blow up. It's just, I love it. I always notice that this happens. People get recommended by YouTube and they randomly get 100,000 subscribers in like a month or 2 months or 3 months. They grow exponentially fast, super, super crazy. Eventually, they'll start to plateau and then they start wondering what they're doing wrong when in reality, YouTube just isn't pushing their content as much anymore and it's recommending someone else's content. Now let's be real. I'm not gonna be stupid and say that it's all just luck if it happens to get good. No, that's like 10% of it, but there are actual like things you can do to make sure your videos are actually getting to the biggest audience possible. I think if you want to blow up on YouTube, definitely like niche down, but if you're really trying to do this for a long time or you have long-term goals, just take that into consideration. There are some actual practical steps that, you know, don't just come down to luck of how you can actually get your videos pushed to more people. Audience retention. If your audience retention is less than 50%, YouTube will not be recommending it. It's gonna be like, ayo, yeah, I saw that, but like, trust me, no one's gonna like it because most people click out of it. This was essentially YouTube's comeback to get rid of clickbait. If you know, you know, the clickbait era was strong. I too participated in it. The trust of your audience is way more important than clickbaiting and just getting empty views. So definitely make sure like what you see is what you get. When someone clicks on your thumbnail, they need to be guaranteed that this happens or something close to this is gonna happen. You can actually look into like when people click out of your videos, and that is so important to be like, oh, I thought people liked this intro that I spent hours making, but apparently everyone skips it. Then just like get rid of it. My watch time right now is roughly around like 60-65% on my videos, and I actually recently heard from Mr. Beast that most of his, especially the ones that go viral, are around 70%, so he aims for all of his videos to be 70%. Not me acting like Mr. Beast and I are besties. I heard him say in an interview, so I had to clarify that. But we stan. We stan. My goal this year for my channel is definitely to get up that audience retention, cut out the dull moments that people don't care about. Another way you can add, you know, great audience retention is changing up your background. Now, do not get me wrong, obviously editing can play a huge role. Like when I think of my truth or drinks videos, obviously we just stay in one spot, but the editing's crazy. There's so much going on. It's hilarious. It's just like tea and everything's crazy. So that doesn't really need us to take shots in different locations. Guys, I am 3 shots in. Always watch your video back before you upload, and if you start zoning out around minute 6, add a sound effect, add B-roll, add something, because especially with TikTok, guys, like it is hard to grow your YouTube channel because everyone's attention span is nothing. It's exactly 10 seconds. So when you have a 20-minute video, like people don't give a Like, they don't care. There's a rumor that YouTube pushes videos that are longer. Remember, people have to watch the whole video, so it's way more important to have a video that people are interested in than just making it 20 minutes to make it 20 minutes. Now, when you're thinking about your content, think about what's different this year than any other year, you know? TikTok, global pandemic, lots of things, right? Most of all, people just want real. They don't have time for bullshit. They don't trust know how. Like, if you are that 2015 version of me who would like perfectly make an ad and it's like, oh my God, I love this curling iron because it curls my hair. No, people can see through. They want real. People just want personality. So even though you think you're boring, find what's interesting about you. If you're a like edgy, sassy bitch, like let that shine through. Yes, you're gonna get hate from a little bit, but you wanna be yourself. So if you're a girl next door, like super clean, whatever, like do that, but just make sure you're being who you are. I treat my camera as if it's a FaceTime call. Even if you're just like, what's up, bitch, what's up? Like, that's fine. It doesn't need to be this whole, hey guys, so today we're gonna be talking to you about this. No one wants that anymore. Like, they never did. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I low-key have been loving just posting a photo, like not editing it. I mean, granted, sometimes I'll tweak it with like contrast or brightness or whatever, but I would say 90% of the time, I'll just post a photo like completely unedited, and it's been so freeing. Like, I just feel like that perfect blogger world is like done. Like, I'm over it. I'm low-key so passionate about this. That perfect blogger world a few years ago is done, and if you haven't changed your content, you need to. One time I unfollowed 200 bloggers. I couldn't even tell you their first names, and I had followed them for years, and a lot of them just made me feel bad about myself because their life looked so perfect. So if you're still in that world, you have to evolve.
As far as actual engagement goes, like my photos without the like heavy editing do way better.
Let's talk thumbnails. No matter what, someone should be able to tell what your video is without having to read the title, and a lot of creators forget this. Even I do at times. Your thumbnail should definitely tell a story. There's been this really trendy thing happening the past year where people use the app Procreate to do a hand-drawn text on their thumbnails, which is super cool, super dope. The only problem is, I swear, there are hundreds of people doing that same thing, and I can't tell any of them apart, like without looking at who uploaded. So I do think there's a fine line between being trendy but still making it your own, because I feel like a lot of the smaller YouTubers who I watch could like pop the fuck off, but they all just like blend together. At some point, you're sacrificing your brand and your personality. So it's one of these again. People fail to realize that being consistent even means your brand being consistent down to your thumbnails, matching the personality that's in those videos. So if I post a video that's like this, and the thumbnail's crazy and bright and colorful, you expect me in that video to be like, hey guys, what's up, blah, 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 blah. Like, that matches that energy. Like, JoJo Siwa's thumbnails match the energy in the video. But if you were to like click that video and then it's this artistic, aesthetic B-roll, like slow me pouring coffee, it just does not mix. My channel used to be like such a little kid's channel without even intending to, but then you would go to my Instagram and I was like being a baddie. And it just like, What? I'm distinctly thinking of one time I was really trying to get this guy's attention, so I was trying to look really hot all over my Instagram, but then like I was so embarrassed of my channel because if he went, it was probably me being like pumpkin spice challenge and shit, and now I'm like, oh, those just, it doesn't match, you know? Point being, learn from my mistakes. Consistently you. That should be merch. Be Period. Consistently you. It's the organization for me.
Hey you, yeah,